Great.
Are you ready?
Yeah, let's jump in. Let's do it. So I work with Jade Star Acupuncture and Wellness. I've been going there for acupuncture, massage, like anything related to wellness for years. And I've been talking to Jennifer, the owner, and she connected me with Julie. Thanks for being here, Julie.
Hi, thanks for having me.
You're an acupuncturist, correct?
I am. I'm an acupuncturist, Chinese medicine practitioner, and secret former massage therapist.
Oh, okay, so you're well versed in the entire world of Jade Star. I just thought this would be because everyone is staying home and there's so much going on, and I thought you guys are such a resource for health and wellness. There's some insights on what we could do at home to help relieve some of that stress, because I feel like stress and anxiety can lead to sickness, even if it's not COVID-19, it's something, you know?
Absolutely, yeah. Increased levels of stress and anxiety definitely decrease the immune system. So anything we can do to help bring down the levels of stress and calm anxiety is going to help the immune system. So I've got 5 tips on things you can do at home to ease anxiety and bring down levels of stress. The first is one that you've heard a million times, but it can't be overemphasized, and that is simply to breathe. Studies show that in 10 to 12 minutes, our entire brain chemistry changes and the nervous system changes if you can just follow the breath and do nothing else. So ideally, if you're at home by yourself, or if you've got kids that are fine entertaining themselves, you go to a quiet place and you set a timer on your phone for 10 or 12 minutes. And you start to just breathe, and you inhale for a slow count of 5, and you exhale for a slow count of 5. And your intention is to bring the breath down into the belly, out, into the lower parts of the ribs, feeling the breath move there. And your mind will wander, and that's okay. That's what the number counting is for. You just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the inhale, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 on the exhale. And you just commit to it until the timer goes off, 10 to 12 minutes later. And that alone will change the brain chemistry, scientifically proven. So that's a great one. That's really one of the tips. The breath is to kind of help in acute situations. The other tip that I'm going to share, the second one, is more to start to get to know triggers with stress and anxiety. So it's twofold. The tip is to get a journal. And on one end of the journal, if you're starting from the back or starting from the front, just pick one, arbitrary again, and start to keep track of what triggers stress, just so that we're kind of aware of it. We can start to befriend the situation. It doesn't have to run away with us. So keeping track of what triggers stress, and then we can start to have a relationship with it. Keeping it a little bit more scientific in the notebook, where you kind of can jot it down and process it later. On the other side of the notebook is a gratitude journal. So writing down every day things that you're grateful for. And here's the trick, Cindy. You can't just write it or think it, you have to feel it. There has been so much scientific research. My favorite comes from like the top neuroscientists that study the brain, that it's not just the thought or the words, that it's the feeling. So if you're not a journaler and you hear journaling and you're just going to roll your eyes, that's fine. But feel gratitude. Bring yourself into a place of feeling gratitude every day. And that triggers the body to switch from being overwhelmed with stress hormones and switching to a different place of receptivity and increased immunity. Third, exercise. So if you're not an exerciser and that sounds daunting and terrible, make it fun. Set an alarm at 11 a.m. and have a dance party with the kids for 10 minutes and just move around. Nobody's watching. I mean, even if you have a Zoom meeting going, nobody's watching. If you're a little bit more regimented and not a dancer, something like 30 jumping jacks and 10 push-ups. The 30 jumping jacks are bonus, also boosting the immune system by directly moving the lymphatic system and moving the lymph in the body. So jumping jacks are a great one right now. Also, kids love doing them, whether they can or cannot do them, right? Like 3-year-olds that are trying to figure it out. But it's a really fun way to just remind ourselves to move.
Whenever I feel really stressed or cooped up, we walk our dog just around the block, and it helps like instantaneously.
Whatever exercise form you want, but do it and every day. Number 4 is time in nature. Time in nature has been scientifically proven to reduce stress and anxiety, increase immunity and happiness. And it doesn't mean you have to drive up to the top of Mount Lemon. You can just walk around your neighborhood, pay attention to trees, walk to the local park. Even just go into your backyard and take your shoes off and feel the ground, even if it's rocks. I mean, be careful if you've got cacti back there, but just spending some time in nature. Last tip is guard your sleep. Sleep is our best defense right now as far as increased high immunity and also low levels of stress and anxiety. Little tips off the bat, like turning off all your screens 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Getting into a routine, doesn't matter what it is. If you like to breathe and stretch a little bit, if you like to take a bath, if you like to sit on the porch and sip hot tea, whatever it is, but that routine of kind of doing the same thing before you go to bed helps to switch the mind into getting into falling asleep easier and getting more quality sleep.
Those are all really helpful. I think one at a time. I think doing all 5 all at once might be a lot, but maybe take like one. But those, you got to find what works for you. Like for me, right away, I'm like nature, exercise. That speaks to me. Like I could just tell right away. You're awesome. Appreciate it.
Thanks for asking Jade Star to come speak with your audience.
Bye.
Bye.